Is astrology a guide to aid us in mastering the universe? This is the Cosmic Community Podcast with Galactic Ambassador Stacey Dredd. This astrology report is for the week of February 17th, and we have a big one ahead of us. This is a very critical week. We have the solar eclipse. That's actually already taken place this morning before this chat, but we're right in the middle of it, and we have entered the eclipse portal. So this week also brings us the Saturn+Neptune conjunction, which is a big one for 2026. This is a very important planetary alignment. And then also this week, a shift of the season out of Aquarius and when the sun moves into Pisces. And that brings about a change of the energies. So on February 17th, this is the day of the solar eclipse in Aquarius. And that is at 29 degrees of Aquarius, a very critical degree and position for an intense event like an eclipse. The eclipses are so intense because they are lining up with the north and the south lunar nodes. And in this case, with this solar eclipse, it's the North Node, which is all about the destiny and fate of our future and what is trying to come into our life and the direction that we are heading. Then in 2 weeks, when we have the lunar eclipse, that one's going to be real close to the South Node, which is about things that we are trying to get rid of and walk away from in life. So when we get this interplay with the lunar nodes, a really important time to be paying attention to what is coming in and what is going out of our lives. And also, Mercury has entered shadow for setting up for the next retrograde in Pisces. So starting to see some really important setups. And this week we have just a lot of conjunctions that are starting new cycles too. So wow, just a power-packed week. And this is really, the solar eclipse is a big punch of Saturnian energy, since Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. Saturn has a lot of interaction to have this week, and Saturn is the planet of responsibility. It's also about rule structures and structure in general. And also it's about boundaries and restrictions and just the kind of the heavy seriousness of responsibilities. We could be feeling that pretty strongly this week. On the 17th, the eclipse happens very early in the morning, 5 a.m. here, Pacific West Coast times. And also in the morning, Venus is making a conjunction with that North Node, and Venus is our relationship. So this solar eclipse very much wrapped up around responsibilities, around relationships, and where relationships are headed in the future. And this conjunction, Venus North Node, it brings about really fateful activity in relationships and also in financials and in money flow. This is also trust, since Venus is really, it's about our heart space and how we trust and what we value and how we put value onto different areas within our relationships. And so all this very, very wrapped up in this eclipse. And eclipses are about setting things straight. It's about course correction. The fated, destined energy that wants to come in. And so paying attention here, it's very, very important as we enter into this eclipse portal that we understand that there is going to be fateful activity in terms of things moving into our life and our lives heading in certain directions, and then also things leaving our life, specifically having to do with in terms of relationships and money. And this could be ways that we are making our money. This is opportunity also, because North Node wants to bring things into our life. So new opportunities for working within terms of our financial flow and within our relationships and in our heart space. This solar eclipse in Aquarius at 29 degrees of Aquarius, it is at a very critical degree, 29 degrees. That's the final degree of the sign, and is going to be culminating almost like a full moon type of energy. It's going to be culminating all of the activity in Aquarius. And Aquarius is about freedom. It's about breaking free. And Aquarius is about having a revolution and coming to very quick revelations within terms of how we're thinking. This is an air sign, so it has to do with how we're thinking, but it's also Saturn ruled. And Saturn is, again, about responsibility. So in terms of our responsibilities, how we're thinking about our responsibilities, we could be having a revolution, a revelation. 29 degrees is like, really got to get this right before we are out of this Aquarius energy. Now we're going to still have Aquarius because Pluto is there setting up right around 4 degrees currently, just really transforming our Aquarius area of life. So you can look and see, where is this 29 degree point in your chart? Which house is that? Which area of life is Pluto making these transformations? And so you can see kind of how that's going to personally affect you just a little bit more. But 29 degrees, this is about getting something right and also having a very, very critical revolution, some kind of lightning strike awakening and understanding about something having to do with our independence, our individuality, and our freedom as an individual. This could be very quick moving energy since we are in basically an exact square with Uranus, another ruling planet of Aquarius. And Uranus is about surprise. It's about change, and it's about quick, permanent change that has a long-term effect on the future. So something very big could be taking place for you, trying to transform, trying to awaken, trying to revolutionize, and bring really a strong, swift revelation here within our mind and within our heart and within our relationships and in terms of our financial flow. So that sounds pretty good to me. How about you? On the 18th of February, the sun is going to move into Pisces. And when the sun shifts into a new sign, we get a change of season. The sun is our identity. It is sort of the main focus and filter of which we are seeing and experiencing the world. And Pisces is the most spiritually aligned sign, very in tune with source energy and its spiritual nature. Pisces is a very empathetic sign too, and very compassionate. This is where we can truly feel how others are feeling. Pisces has such a big heart in this way and is traditionally ruled by Jupiter, so carries with it a lot of wisdom and intuition that is very, very connected to these higher realms. So Pisces is also a sign about dissolving out the details and kind of living in fantasy a little bit more and living in that emotional state, that watery state. So very, very different type of energy from Aquarius. It's a more personal, private, private type of energy. It's more feminine, so it tends to be a bit more passive. And we're going to have quite the pile up in Pisces as the moon is moving there and on the 17th. So by the time the sun gets there, the moon will already be there. Venus is there, the North Node, and Mercury. So going to have a lot of Pisces energy over the next month, and also Mercury setting up to do this retrograde in Pisces. There's going to be some things we need to go back and show compassion for and nurture and slow things down a little bit and receive some of this messaging from source energy within terms of this Mercury retrograde. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a feely one, and it's going to be one that is going to require work from us, because that is sort of the name of the game with this big planetary conjunction between Saturn and Neptune right now. Saturn and Neptune have both just moved into Aries, and Saturn is the planet of work and getting down to business, and Aries is a sign that wants to get some things started. So we're going to get down to some business here. And Neptune is the dreamer. So we not only have the hard worker, Saturn, here in Aries, but we have Neptune here, the dreamer, too. So with these energies combining so strongly, Saturn, Neptune only have this conjunction once every 35 years. And it is not ever in recorded history been at this 0 degree point of Aries. I mean, maybe like 5,000 years ago, the astrologers can take the charts back that far and see that. But this conjunction is so powerful at 0 degrees of Aries because this is known as the world point. It's the very first degree point of the zodiac and is an initiating type of energy. It is like brand new, perfect energy for getting things started. Saturn and Neptune, again, the hard worker and the dreamer combining their energies here. This is like a reality, Saturn, meeting fantasy, Neptune. This is like karma, Saturn, meeting up with very, very strong intuitive powers. Neptune is its rationale versus very, very dreaminess and leaning into the dreams. It's Saturn. It's about limitations. It's about healthy limitations. But Neptune is about basically being completely limitless. The boundaries of Saturn meeting up with the complete dissolvement of all boundaries of Neptune. So it's healthy for these two quite opposite energies to be meeting up and doing this work together. It's like Neptune will be creating the dream, and Saturn will be getting down to business and actually bringing some structure to making that dream become reality. So I love this conjunction. This is the exact conjunction this week between these two planets. They've been teeter-tottering around each other. But there's something about this week where things become real. Things start to become part of the reality that Aries brings in. Aries is a bold, confident initiator, is not afraid to step up and be a leader and start things. So this week is really, it's the week where everything starts. This is the jumping off point. This is where we jump. And this is where we really put a lot of trust, this Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Pisces is all about leaning into the source energy, leaning into the North Node, cosmic course correction energy, the South Node, lunar eclipse in 2 weeks. If we haven't already begun this process, we're going to definitely have a harder time come the South Node lunar eclipse, because that's going to show us all the things that we can let go of. So we need to grasp on to the opportunities right now so that we are going to be ready to release what does not serve here in another couple weeks. Right now, it's about seeing the opportunity and having a rational viewpoint to these big, bold dreams that we're having. There is a confidence around the ability to dream, and then also the ability to put in the work and the effort and take things seriously. Saturn wants to take things seriously. And Neptune, with its connection to Source, is providing the pushes, the power that we need to really take some steps forward here. So this is very exciting astrology this week. We have personal revelation taking place. We have a brand new cycle in terms of our heart space, Venus meeting up with the North Node, dreaming really big and bringing in our future strongly right now. Saturn+Neptune starting this beautiful new 35-year cycle, but also Saturn starting its 2.5-year cycle here in Aries. Neptune starting its over 10-year cycle in Aries. So many new beginnings taking place. Very, very important to be watching and paying attention to the opportunities that are available right now for personal growth and awakening. So on February 21st, we get a shift of the mood. The moon moves into Taurus. It had moved into Aries on the 19th. Aries very much bringing about more of that initiator energy Thursday and Friday, with that exact conjunction on Friday between Saturn and Neptune. And then the 21st, we get a shift of the mood. And the moon moves into Taurus, an earth sign. And this is one of the places, earth energy, that's a little bit lacking in the charts right now. You earth people may be feeling a little ungrounded right now because we have South Node in Virgo, which is kind of an unstable type of energy. It's like, as we mentioned, it's about the things that are leaving our life. And so that creates a lot of instability. And then also Uranus in Taurus, which is basically shaking up the earth there in Taurus, creating, again, it's sort of an unstable feeling. So the earth signs are a little bit lacking right now, lacking the ability to feel the stability that they really, really love. And on the 21st, the moon moves into Taurus. So we get a little more of that earthy energy. Taurus likes to slow things down. And after such a quick moving earlier part of the week with so many things slipping into place, so much awakening, so much really alive energy, we slow things down Saturday and Sunday. Sunday the 22nd is a really interesting, beautiful day. We have Mars in a sextile with Chiron. This is really supportive, healing energy. So Mars is our physical body, and Chiron is the wounded healer. These are both in a really positive sextile with each other, supporting healing in our physical body. And then also Venus in a trine with Jupiter on the 22nd. This is the day that you're supposed to go buy your lottery ticket. It's a very lucky type of trine between two benevolent planets, Venus and Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of good luck and wisdom, and is really doing a lot of work in Cancer right now in the home and family. It has about 3 more weeks before Jupiter is going to station and start moving direct again. So Jupiter's starting to slow down. The home, the family, drawing a lot of our attention there right now. So something really beautiful, some good luck comes in on the 22nd with Venus in a trine with Jupiter. And then the 23rd, another shift of the mood. The moon moves into Gemini. This is another air sign. And this is where we get a little more curious. We ask a few more questions. We have some good conversation. There's a lot of sextiles on the 22nd and 23rd. This is going to be a very harmonious type of energy with all the sextiles, and is definitely going to be a smoother energy to sort of land on after such an intense beginning to the week. Really, truly, the beginning of this week is going to feel so much different than the end of this week. And then also, as soon as we hit that lunar eclipse, we're going to be moving through the wormhole of the portal, and it's gonna look a lot different here in a couple weeks. So be paying attention to things that are coming into your life, things that are leaving, any kind of cosmic course corrections that are taking place within love and relationships and in our financial areas of life, and anything that we are wanting to become bold and confident and take a stand on and move into, just leaning into these new beginnings with this Saturn+Neptune conjunction. And it's going to be a really interesting week, and another one next week. So we'll be back again here in the cosmic community, and I really appreciate you being tuned in with your galactic ambassador, Stacy Dredd. Have an amazing week. Take good care. Peace. Thank you for listening to the Cosmic Community Podcast. More can be found at kpov.org/thecosmiccommunity.